It's such a pleasure to see everybody. And without everybody's support, we wouldn't be able to do this kind of neat little ribbon cutting and the expansion of Team Life. So a lot of you know the story, but it just makes me happy and proud to be able to share the story of Team Life and how it kind of all came about. So as my background as a paramedic and a firefighter, I started off in Colts Neck as a cadet on the first aid squad, and then on the fire department. And then when it came time for college, there was really only one choice for me, and that was University of Maryland, Baltimore County, because they were the only college in the country at the time that had a degree in emergency health services. And I was fortunate enough to intern at Johns Hopkins and Shock Trauma Center, and then bring all that knowledge back to the state of New Jersey. And was so excited to work full-time as a paramedic for 10 years, and very fortunate to have a partner who arrived a few minutes ago, Paul John Podolsky. And a whole nother day after midnight, Paul and I will tell you about our experience as partners when we were not on calls. Because the call thing, we all did well on. The downtime, it was very interesting at that point. So in 1997, it came time for me to look to say, no matter how good Paul and I were, if we responded to certain emergencies like sudden cardiac arrest, we got better at informing the families that your husband has passed, your wife is dead, you lost your brother, you lost your sister, son, daughter, just really, really tough stuff. So there had to be a better way. We couldn't become better paramedics. We couldn't do more reading of our journals and get more equipment. So the way was to do that was to train people to be prepared both knowledge-wise and equipment-wise prior to an ambulance arriving. And that's what Team Life is. So when we say anyone can be a hero, we absolutely mean it. Because even in just my little speech so far, somebody in America's heart suddenly stopped. And only 5% of those 1,000 people today that happens to will survive. That's a tragedy. That's just sadness. But on the other end, I can tell you, and my staff here can tell you, there's not a week that doesn't go by that we get a call from a customer that says, oh my gosh, the event happened, we used the AED, they're in the ambulance, they're on the way to the hospital, they were breathing and talking to us before they left. So we're very privileged to have a small part of so many people that are going to spend time this Christmas with their families because of Team Life, our little part of it. And then the responsible people that take classes and all. So a little timeline, so 94, I got to give myself a few years, that didn't happen for 20 years, didn't it? In 94, I started Team Life, I incorporated it and shook like crazy when I was signing the incorporation papers at a lawyer's office. In 97, I became a distributor for cardiac science, automated external defibrillators. And in 2000, we added advanced classes to our CPR classes as well. In 2008, we moved from my home-based business in my garage to office number 1, Suite B over there, because I needed some space to go ahead and train even more people. In 2009, I was lucky enough to bring Nick Mazzone on board, originally as an instructor, is now as my number 1, my general manager who just oversees this craziness that we do. In 2011, I was so fortunate to meet Lisa. Where's Lisa? So, by the way, Lisa took this construction project and in 3 weeks went from, we really should do this, to what we're standing in today. Wow. That's incredible.
Love you,
Lisa. Shortly afterwards, I met Sandy, who comes in, who, by the way, any business owners that really needs your accounts cleaned up for people that don't pay, Sandy is. Go ahead and do that.
Sandy, don't come to my house.
Yeah. And Barbara followed after that. And this is so many projects that I've said, okay, well, I need these 5 things done. And I'm thinking, she won't hear this. I'll be like 3 weeks to do it, and like 3 days later, it's done. Wow. So that's like just amazing. And then we just needed even that much more energy in here. So Heather joined us. God bless. You know, and just. I grew up with my mom, my grandmother, my 2 sisters. Even our dogs were female, so I'm very comfortable. So people are like, how many? I'm like, I'm good. We're all good. And the bathroom's always set up exactly how it should be. I got trained very well.
It's a lot different.
Hey, Jim, you're not saying you're converting, are you?
So, yeah. And then Lori talk about some energy, which is wonderful.
Oh man, I mean, I can't stand it.
She just brings so much to our dance training and all the things that we're doing there. So, and that brings us up to our expansion to Middlesex, to Cherry Hill, and to today, which I'm really proud of.
God bless.
So, our state assembly's been happy to give us a resolution, as our county has. It's Team Life Day in Monmouth County. So, I think we should all gather on December 4th every year.
God bless.
Yes, what would you like to say?
God bless.
Monmouth County. I'm sorry if I said Baltimore. Baltimore County. Yes, that's where I went to college. Yes. And without a doubt, there's no way that I could be where I am today without the support of my mom, my sisters, and my boys. These poor boys I drag here so often at 8 o'clock at night or Sunday afternoon, and I'm like, all right, I just got to get a little done. And you guys always do it and do it well. So if you guys could... So would you be kind enough to go ahead and all three of us will cut the ribbon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, cut! And just lastly, if I got a card today, and I've been pretty steady over the past few days, but my family, this will show you the type of family that I have. So this plant came just a few hours ago, and it says, congratulations on a job well done, love your family, and especially your dad. So that means a lot to me. He'd be pretty happy about today. So he was the ultimate salesman. So he'd be pretty proud. So thank you again.